Okay, this is the fifth reading from Nasso. And it was on that day that Moses finished erecting the Mishkan. He anointed it, sanctified it in all its vessels, and its altars and all its vessels. He anointed them and he sanctified them. And it was on that day. So, what day is that? Was it Rosh Hashanah? Was it Yom Kippur? When was this? What the day was this? What month are we in? What year are we in after the children left Israel, left Mitzrayim? Because we know that the months didn't have names back then. They had numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. The Torah does not give the names that we use come from our Babylonian exile, which was mostly in Iraq, which we were there for thousands of years, actually. Okay, so it was on that day. So what day was that? Torah doesn't say, but I think if we remember correctly from a few parshas ago, maybe one parsha or parsha and a half, maybe two parshas ago, this was in the second month. I'm sorry, in the second year. So I do believe that we're definitely for sure out of Egypt. Obviously, we're obviously in the desert, but I believe this is happening in the second year, in the second month, which would be second month from Nisan. We call it Nisan as the first, generally considered the first month because we count from the kings. Now, if we count from another way of counting is that we count from which we would call Tishrei, which is generally in like September. The first month could be like when we'll count when Rosh Hashanah is. Rosh Hashanah is actually not really the first month because it's in the ninth month. I don't know what to tell you. This is, Judaism has a funny way of counting, interesting way of counting and thinking about, basically the year is divided into sections. If there are 4 parts of the year, there's 4 new years. It says that in the Mishnah. Okay. The chieftains of Israel, the heads of their fathers' houses, presented their. So now we're getting into Nasso. This is actually, we'll also read this on Hanukkah, which is when I'm born. So I'm pretty familiar with this reading. These were the leaders of the tribes, and they were the ones who were present during the counting. They brought their offering before the Lord, 6 covered wagons and 12 oxen, a wagon for each 2 chieftain and an ox for each one. They presented them in front of the Mishkan. So we say that this is where we get the idea that there's 12 tribes, but really, so Ephraim and Manasseh, it's really one tribe because it's Yosef, even though he had 2 sons, and we're not counting the Levites here, and the Kohanim are not really a tribe because they're a subset of the Levium. But here we're saying that the chieftains of Israel, we're talking about the other tribes, not the Kohen, not the Levites. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, take from them and let them be used in the service of the tent of the meeting. You shall give them to the Levites and according for each man's work. So Moses took the wagons and the cattle and gave them to the Levites. Where did they get the wagons from? They're in the middle of the desert. Where did they get these wagons from? Did they build them? They must have built them. I mean, they saw that the Egyptians had chariots, so they kind of knew what a wagon was. And he gave 2 wagons and 4 oxen to the sons of Gershon according to the work, and he gave 4 wagons and 8 oxen to the sons of Merari according to their work under the direction of Itamar the son of Aaron the priest. But to the sons of Kohath he did not give, for an incumbent upon them was work involving heavy holy objects which were there to carry on their shoulders. Now this caused Korach to be upset. He ended up getting really angry about this because he didn't get a wagon. See, a little slight, a little thing that can make somebody upset can lead to total disaster. Just a little, something that upsets somebody can like lead them to go eventually fall into the earth, like literally. Haman and some of his followers. I think there was like 250, but we'll read about that later. The chieftains brought offerings for their dedication on the altar on the day that it was anointed. The chieftains presented their offerings in front of the altar. The Lord said to Moses, one chieftain each day shall present his offering for the dedication of the altar. The one who brought his offering on the first day was Nasso, the son of Aminadav, the tribe of Yehuda. So Reuven, who's really the firstborn of Yaakov / Israel, is not mentioned here. Here is Yehuda, and traditionally we say that King David and the Mashiach comes from the tribe of Yehuda. So perhaps that is why he is listed first here. But as we mentioned, the tribes are not generally I think there's only one time that they're actually mentioned in their true birth order, and that's when we first learn about them, back in Bereshit. And his offering was 1 silver bowl weighing 130 shekels, one silver sprinkling basin weighing 70 shekels according to the whole shekel, both filled with fine flour mixed with olive oil for a meal offering. 1 spoon weighing 10 shekels of gold filled with incense. 1 young bull, one ram, one lamb in his first year for a burnt offering. 1 he-goat for a sin offering, and the peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs in their first year. This is the offering of Nachshon, the son of Amminadab. So this is what we read also, as I mentioned, on Hanukkah, by the way. On the second day, Nasso, the son of Zohar, the chieftain of Yisachar, brought his offering. So again, Yisachar, the sons of Yisachar are mentioned after Yehuda. So it goes Yehuda, Yisachar, that is not the birth order. He brought his offering now it's literally the exact same offering as his brother, and all the 12 tribes are mentioned exactly. So again, if we have editing of the Torah done by JEPD, which is a documentary hypothesis, why would they just edit this out and just say that all 12 tribes gave the exact same thing? So if you want to believe their theories, that's all good and well, but you have to ask questions on them as much as you have questions on the actual text itself. It's just not fair to only ask questions on the text itself and not ask questions on your favorite theory. He brought his offering 1 silver bowl weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver sprinkling basin weighing 70 shekels according to the holy shekel, both filled with fine flour mixed with olive oil for a meal offering. 1 spoon weighing 10 shekels of gold filled with incense. 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 lamb in its first year for a burnt offering. One young he-goat for a sin offering. And for the peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs in the first year. This is the offering of Nasso, the son of Zohar. Well, what's the sin offering? Why are they giving a chatat offering? What did they do wrong? Okay, what mistake are they doing? Because you only bring a chatat offering if you did something. So really this shows that we always are doing, there's always a possibility that, nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. So everybody does a sin. There's nobody who's sinless in this world, in the world of Judaism, for sure. Nobody's perfect. So even if you think you didn't do something wrong, you probably might have done something wrong. And if you think you did something wrong, then you bring a chatat offering, because really a chatat offering is for the things you think you might have done wrong, right? For mistakes you might not have done. You don't know if you did them or not. I'll just leave that whole chatat and the korbanot off for a different video for a different time. Okay. On the third time, the chieftain was the son of Zebulun. So Yisachar and Zebulun are usually paired together, and here they are paired together here. Eliab, the son of Chilon, his offering was 1 silver bowl weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver sprinkling basin weighing 70 shekels according to the holy shekel, both filled with fine flour mixed with olive oil for a meal offering. 1 spoon weighing 10 shekels of gold filled with incense. 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 lamb in his first year for a burnt offering. 1 young he-goat for a sin offering, and for the peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs in their first year. This was an offering of Eliab, the son of Helon. Where did they get all this olive oil from? Because they have to have olives, and they have to have olive trees. And they're moving around the desert. Of course, Rashi says they don't really move that much in the 48 years, but we're only in the second year. So where did they get, and if my memory is correct, I believe the chronologically is this is happening in the second year. So where did they get all these olives from? Where are they? They're in the Midbar, Midbar Sinai, which is, I believe, is where they are. Where are there really olive trees out there? Where are they getting these olives from? Where are they getting all this gold from? So people say, oh, well, they got it from the Mitzrayim after they drowned, so we were allowed to just take things from the Mitzrayim? Or maybe it's the gold that we took when we left Egypt? Because it did say we emptied out Egypt, and that they gave us their silver and their gold. Okay. And for the peace offering, okay. Okay. On the fourth day, the chieftain was the son of Reuven, Elitzur, the son of Shedar. So now we get to Reuven. Reuven is the true firstborn of Israel. And here he's mentioned fourth. His offering was a silver bowl weighing 130 shekels, one silver sprinkling basin, 70 shekels according to the holy shekel, both filled with fine flour mixed with olive oil for a meal offering, one spoon weighing 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, one young bull, one ram, one lamb in its first year for a burnt offering, one young he goat for a sin offering, and for the peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he goats, 5 lambs in their first year, and this was the offering of Elitzur, the son of Shadir. So here we see that the peace offering, which is the same that each one gave, because they all gave the same offering, giving peace and getting to the level of shalom, of peace, takes a lot of effort here. A lot more effort than all the other ones, right? So we see that shalom, getting to peace, isn't so simple. On the 5th day, the chieftain of the son was the son of Shimon, Reuven, Shimon. So Shimon is the second born after Reuven. Reuven is Shimon, and then Levi. But the Levium don't give. The Levium aren't giving here because they're actually the ones receiving it and they're the ones working in the Mishkan. So here we have Shimon. His offering was this, and also Shimon and Levi, we don't put them together because they caused so much trouble and they like wiped out a whole city. And that's why we don't pair them together in the Torah. They were angry because their sister was kidnapped. His offering was one silver bowl. They did give the city an opportunity to convert to Judaism, so just putting that out there. His offering was one silver bowl weighing 130 shekels, one silver sprinkling basin weighing 70 shekels according to the whole shekel, both filled with refined flour mixed with olive oil for a meal offering, one spoon weighing 10 shekels of gold, filled with incense, one young bull, one ram, and one lamb in its first year for a burnt offering, one young he goat for a sin offering, and the peace offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he goats, 5 lambs in the first year. This was offering of Shmuliel, the son of Zurishaddai. And that is the end of the 5th reading of Nasso.